Hi, everybody. Welcome to Story Station. I'm so glad you've joined us. Today, we're going to read The Kissing Hand by Audrey Penn. This is a wonderful story about Chester Raccoon and his first day at school. Let's get our bodies ready by putting our circles up to our eyes, those letter O's, and opening them up really big so you can see all of the beautiful illustrations that Audrey Penn used to draw these raccoons. And now get your ears ready by the letter C's. The letter C's behind your ear. Turn up the volume so you can hear all the wonderful things that happened to Chester on his first day of school. And your throat. That's where your voice box is. That's where you can open up wide and tell me all the things you like about this story while we're reading. Now let's get ready to sing the song about all the parts of the book. Here we go. The title's on the front. The title's on the front. Hi-ho, biblio, the title's on the front. The author writes the words. The author writes the words. Hi-ho, biblio, the author writes the words. The illustrator draws. The illustrator draws. Hi-ho, biblio, the illustrator draws. The spine binds the book. The spine binds the book. Hi-ho, biblio, the spine binds the book. And now it's time to read. And now it's time to read. Hi-ho, biblio, and now it's time to read. The Kissing Hand by Audrey Penn. This is a beautiful story, and I especially love all the illustrations. They're drawn and then painted. And this is a story that I used to read to all the kindergartners that would come to school for the first day. What do you think it might be about? Do you think it's a real, true story? Do you think a raccoon really does go to school the very first day? Do you think his mom really kisses his hand? Or do you think it's pretend? Do you think you could do something like this? Let's find out. The Kissing Hand. And we are so grateful to Simon & Schuster for allowing us to read this beautiful story. It has such gorgeous illustrations. Do you notice what time of day it is? I see the moon out and some possums hanging from a tree and a rabbit. And the mother raccoon has the baby raccoon in his hand. He looks like he's bending down. I think it's nighttime. I see a lot of stars. I wonder why it's nighttime. Oh, it's daytime now. All the beautiful butterflies and flowers and birds are out. And there's Chester looking up at that beautiful bird. Chester Raccoon stood at the edge of the forest and he cried. I don't want to go to school, he told his mother. I want to stay home with you. I want to play with my friends and play with my toys and read my books and swing on my swing. Please, may I stay home with you? And he has just little teardrops coming out. Do you ever feel that way, that you want to stay home? I do sometimes. Mrs. Raccoon took Chester by the hand. She nuzzled him on the ear. Sometimes we all have to do things we don't want to do, she told him gently, even if they seem strange and scary at first. But you will love school once you start. Oh, what's that coming down the tree? Can you tell? Do you think Chester believes his mom that he'll love school? Let's find out. You'll make new friends and play with new toys, read new books, and swing on new swings. Besides, she added, I know a wonderful secret that will make your nights at school seem as warm and cozy as your days at home. Oh, did you hear that? His nights at school? Do you think you would go to school at night? I don't think I'd want to go to school at night. It would be too dark. But the raccoon loves being awake at night. That means he's a nocturnal animal, and so is the skunk he's sitting with on the swing. So they love to be up at nighttime. Chester wiped away his tears and looked interested. A secret? What kind of secret? A very old secret, said Mrs. Raccoon. I learned it from my mother. She learned it from her mother. It's called the kissing hand. The kissing hand? Asked Chester. What is that? What do you think it is? The kissing hand. I'll show you, Mrs. Raccoon said. She took Chester's hand and spread open his tiny fingers into a fan. Leaning forward, she kissed Chester right in the middle of his palm. Chester felt his mother's kiss rush from his hand, up his arm, and into his heart. Even his silky black mask tingled with a special warmth. There she is, kissing his hand. She's opening his fingers really wide and giving him a kiss right there on the palm. That's the palm of your hand, just like this. Do that to yourself. See what it feels like. Mrs. Raccoon smiled. Now, she told Chester, whenever you feel lonely and need a little loving from home, press your hand to your cheek and think, oh, Mommy loves you. Mommy loves you. And that very kiss will jump to your face and fill you with toasty, warm thoughts. Can you feel your kiss? She took Chester's hand and carefully wrapped his fingers around the kiss. Now, be careful not to lose it, she said. But don't worry. When you open your hand and wash your food, I promise the kiss will stick. Wash your food? Why do you think raccoons like to wash their food? Did you know that raccoons take their food down to the water and get it all wet so it's soft, and then they eat it? But Mama says the kiss will stay. Chester loved his kissing hand. Now he knew his mother's love would go with him wherever he went, even to school. And there he is, feeling his kissing hand. It looks like he's getting ready for school. He's playing with the ball. He's running in the field. And look at those little hearts. I wonder what that shows. Does that show he knows his mom loves him? That night, Chester stood in front of his school and looked thoughtful. Suddenly, he turned to his mother and said, "Give me your hand," he told her. Chester's asking for his mother's hand. What do you think he's going to do with his mother's hand? Chester took his mother's hand in his own and enfolded her large, familiar fingers into a fan. Next, he leaned forward and he kissed the center of his mother's hand. Oh, look at that. Do you think he learned that from his mom? I wonder why he's kissing his mom's hand. Can you guess? Now you have a kissing hand too, Chester told his mom. And with a gentle goodbye, I love you, Chester turned and danced away. Mrs. Raccoon watched Chester scamper across the tree limb and enter the school. And as the hoot owl rang in the new school year, she pressed her left hand to her cheek and smiled. The warmth of Chester's kiss filled her heart with special words. Chester loves you, it sang. Chester loves you. So there's the hoot owl, and there is Chester's mother putting her left paw up to her cheek, knowing that as Chester takes off, that she will always have that kiss close in her hand to remind her that Chester loves her. And there they are at school. Look at all those animals. Can you name some of them? I think they're all nocturnal. I see a deer, and a rabbit, and a squirrel, and some mice, rats, possums, an owl. I wonder if the owl is the teacher, the way he's standing right up there on the tree limb with the moon behind him. And it says, I love you. So if you're getting ready to have somebody leave you and you're missing them, you can ask them to open your hand and kiss your palm. Put it to your cheek and it will stay there all day. You'll always have your mom or dad or grandma or grandpa or best friend with you. What a beautiful story. I think this was fiction. I don't think it can really happen. Well, I don't know. I've never seen or heard a raccoon talking to another raccoon and kissing their hand. Maybe it can. I don't know if raccoons go to school, but if you imagined that they did, it would be pretty fun. But you can do the kissing hand even with your mom and dad if they're leaving and they say they're going to miss you. And then they know they have their love with you all the time. I'm so glad you listened to The Kissing Hand by Audrey Penn, and I hope you enjoyed our story. See you next time.